Good afternoon, everyone. This is Jared Rand, and welcome to the Global Guided Meditation Call for July 5th, 2021, 3 p.m. Eastern, Monday. We'll have a time for change call this Wednesday at 9 p.m. Eastern, and a reverse aging health call this Friday at 9 p.m. Eastern. Only blind people believe in the light. Those who have eyes don't believe in light, they see it. If you could look at your life, the life in this life, as a movie, and if you had the ability to rewrite it, life isn't about finding yourself, life is about creating yourself. George Bernard Shaw. The movie is being generated by the mind, constantly. Sometimes we create movies that are, dramatic, romantic, and intellectual, while other films we might make are boring, serious snooze fests or wild suspense thrillers. Whatever wonderful or horrible movies we've been making in the past, it does not really matter. What's important to see is that they have all been highly creative productions. Big question, however, to ask yourself is, if your life was a movie, what is the film that you would really like to watch this year in order to make it to the Oscars? We first need to rewrite the most challenging, energetically draining movie that you're currently facing in your life right now. Question for yourself is, do you know what it is? It's the one you keep ignoring and avoiding because every time you watch it, you feel too scared to actually deal with it. Well, today we're going to deal with it since we are the main character, writer, producer, director of our movie, and we can change the script and create an entirely new movie for us to enjoy. And you have to ask yourself, choose to ask yourself, are you up for it? Now, you can do this at any time. When I let go of who I am, I become what I might be. Lao Tzu. My doctrine is to think the thought that is unthinkable, to practice the deed that is unperformable, and to speak the speech that is inexpressible, and to be trained in the discipline that is beyond discipline. It's good to remember that no matter what happens in the future, you are always going to be the greatest creative genius of your life. There is nobody in this universe who can rewrite the movies inside your mind better than you. You know what you enjoy watching and what you don't. You have the power to pull the plug on any old depressing rerun that you don't need to watch again and again. You can create a new film that you would want to watch every morning, the moment you wake up. It's time to take charge of your inner theater of your mind. Start watching the best shows on earth. You are the only person responsible on this job, and you wouldn't want to give this powerful producer career to anyone else but you. The audience is excited to see what you'll come up with next. It's your day to rewrite the scripts of your life and liberate yourself inside. The lights are on, the camera is rolling. It's time to put your creativity into action and enjoy. We have a perspective of how we are in this life. And the perspective, it's how you believe you are. There's no bearing on any external perspectives by anybody on you, toward you, with you. It is all your perspective. It's all about what you create every step you make. But see, when you understand that you can do this, and it isn't something that's a figment, it is a reality. It's like, you imagine that you're in a vehicle and you're sleeping in the back seat. Someone else is driving. It is your life, right? So the ego mind is driving your life. That's in the front seat, the steering wheel. You're in the back seat, sound asleep. And you sleep and you sleep and you sleep. And you wake up and you have no idea where you're at. And you look in the front seat, in the steering wheel, and you see the ego mind, your ego mind, running the show. And you see all kinds of fires everywhere, earthquakes, and, massive storms, and you're trying to figure out what the heck has been going on. So you stop the vehicle, you get out, and you take the ego mind, and you say to them, you are not in charge here. I am. So you put them in the back seat. And then everything changes. And then you start operating through the heart-mind. You know it's not the head because you see the ego mind and how absolutely crazy they are and dissatisfied continuously. So you move into the heart-mind and the fires go out and the storms stop and everything becomes calm. Now, you have no idea where you're going. Zero. You don't have a clue. But you aren't concerned about it. Because you know that this is a show. And you're the director. You're creating the show. Now, once you understand that you are creating the show, and you have the deepest trust with yourself and the universe, then what do you think happens? You create and you experience. But most of the time, you know what you're creating. But you add a little spice in there so that you don't know everything along this particular part of the journey. The life that you desire or want to live. To be caught up in the external reality, the authority that we allow over us, stops us from enjoying and living the life that we create for ourselves, that we choose to create for ourselves. Do you think any of us would create a horrible, challenging, gut-wrenching life where you're struggling, fearing, struggling, fearing? All of us wait for something. You ever notice that? None of us are exempt from it. We get caught up in the ego mind and we wait. And we keep waiting. And sometimes we feel good about the waiting. But then other times we don't. And then sometimes we feel like just giving up because of the waiting. And then sometimes we don't. But why do you think we wait? What do you think that is with all of us? Why do we wait? What are we waiting for? Instead of creating something that you wish to experience, we wait. And you ever notice that the longer you wait, what happens? The more the ego mind starts playing on you. Oh, this is stupid. What are you wasting all this time for? What are you waiting for? It's not going to happen. Why do you think it's going to happen? Why do you think this is going to happen? Why do you think that's going to happen? Now, on the flip side, on the center path, you don't wait. You just are. You put your intent out there with the universe, and you leave it. You're very precise, very articulate, very detailed, but that's it. And the tough part is not having expectations or attachments to any of it. Get excited about it, not anxious, and you leave it alone. But see, we have a tendency to not do that. We have a tendency to grab on and then get attached to something. Could be emotional, enthusiasm, could be anything that causes us to become attached. Once we become attached, we start suffering. We start worrying. We start wondering. We start stressing. And the longer whatever it is that we're waiting for never seems to come. So we begin to get anxious, sometimes irritable, sometimes distraught. And then we say to ourselves, well, you're not going to pay attention to it. And then the next thing you know, there it is again. So when we're in habit, and all of us can get in habit real easy, and the habit's not easy to eliminate. We follow this course, and we follow this course every day the same way. Now, we think we might be following the course differently, but we're following it the same way. It all boils down to how you view yourself. That's what, it's not judging, it's how do you view yourself? What do you want in this life? Because it really is all about you, because we all deserve the best of everything in this life. And we've been given the opportunity and all that we could possibly need to be there and the exact life that we desire to live, because we create it. We send it to the universe through great intent, through the heart mind. The universe answers. It also answers the fact that when you say, I don't want this, you get it. So focusing on the positive, which isn't easy for some people, they more prone to move towards the negative. I've met a lot of people that are just negative. No, that's just who they are. They don't think or feel in the positive existence. They think and feel in the negative. So their lives are always surrounded by what they attract, which is negative. Negative events, negative occurrences. You ever notice that, and I'm sure you've witnessed this with some people, is that you ever notice that some of us, even though we're parts of each other, and this teaches us, are always gravitating to different degrees to the negative, to the lower frequency. Worry, stressing, and fearing. And worrying, stressing, and fearing about nothing. That really, it has no significance. But see, the more effort and the more time we give something, the very thing that we fear, the more we will bring it into a reality. Now, facing it, right head up, sitting on a couch facing it or sitting in a chair right across from it, and ask yourself, what is this fear that I have? Why do I fear you so much? Why does it grip me? Why does it, take me so off my path, off my direction? And you always bubble up and you're always there. Why is that? So when you face off with the fear can't sustain itself and it's gone. It'll dissipate. It'll be gone. And every time it tries to come back through the ego mind, you're there. What are you doing here again? I already had a conversation with you. I have no need for you. So please leave. And that's what you do. So then the ego mind begins to realize is that you've already identified the fear, that particular fear. And it's not going to be able to get it back into your attention. If each of us absolutely, without one smidgen of a doubt, knew that however we thought, we created. If we knew that right to our deepest core, that whatever we thought, we created, how do you think things would change? And that we would be able to identify all of these program thoughts that aren't ours. That's not mine, that's not mine. And when they come in, you go, that's not my thought. Therefore, I'm not going to give it any kind of attention or energy. And that just passes by. The only thoughts that we create are the thoughts that that all of us generate. How do you generate a thought? You start from the heart mind. The heart mind then communicates with the head, the mind, and then the mind generates the thought. See, most of us exist with the opposite of that, where the ego mind dictates to the heart mind, and then we grab on the thoughts that pass by. Whether your name's attached to it or not doesn't make any difference. That's another little trick. But it's believing and understanding you alone have the power to create anything you desire. It isn't something, see, this is where we get a little befuddled or fearful, because it's kind of an unknown and it just doesn't feel right. That doesn't feel right. How can I be that powerful? How am I able to do that? That just doesn't sound right. Doesn't feel right either, because it's not in your comfort zone. That's why it doesn't feel right. So you reach out to it and you say, I'm going to try this. I'm going to see what happens here. I have no expectations, but I'm going to give it a shot. So you start with the heart mind, and then you form your desire, your want, through the ego mind, through the mind. It's a whole different ballgame. Because then what happens is that what you're intending actually came from the heart mind. There's no greed there, there's no envy, there's no fear, and you have total confidence that it will be here. You don't know when. You really don't care about that either. You just know that it will be in the right time, appropriately for you. Not anybody else, but for you. And then it will appear. And imagine to be consciously aware that here it is. Thank you, universe. Every one of us have that. None of us don't. And people say, well, why aren't we using it? Because we don't believe that we have it. That's why we don't use it. And then the ego mind starts in, and then there's fear of using it. Fear of the unknown, what might happen. Also fear that you don't deserve it. Guilt. I don't deserve this, What would I do? How would I live that I was able to do this, See, all that stuff comes in, rather than just enjoy life. We didn't come in these bodies to have a hard time. We're always learning. That's a given. We could come into a body and have 1 year of absolute hell, and then be done with it. Learn from it, be done with it, and then move on. Instead of us repeatedly going over and over again similar tracks. You ever notice that you've created something, you don't know you've created it, and you experience it, and then down the road, all of a sudden you experience something again, and you go, man, this seems really familiar. It's because it's an offshoot of what you created before. Now, I'm not saying that we always create the negative, because we don't. But we hold on to the negative. When we carry things with us in this life, how we're raised, what our experiences were, all those things that were programmed into us from others' ideas, and others' imaginations, it affects us as we get to the point where we're functioning with ourselves. And most of us have not ever embraced the God within us. And then, of course, you have the fear and the stress and the worry of what you may find. So you don't believe that there is a God within you. And you don't know what that means anyway. How the heck do you go within? It's not really going within the body. It's basically sitting and being. It's sitting and being totally quiet with yourself. That's all it is. And existence takes over. And then once you get a taste of the life that you have always desired or wanted, because you are the master and commander of that, creating that life. It doesn't matter. You could have 2 pennies and the clothes on your back, have nothing else, and go through that intention, and everything will change within 24 hours. It's a guarantee. All the energies will start flowing in your direction rather than out of your direction and away from you. But here's the trick. Being able to stay away from expectations and attachments. Because what do expectations give us? And we start supposing, right? We supposize. We guess. And we assume. All these things. And the majority of the time, they're so far off base, it is ridiculous. But that's part of expectation. Well, I don't have any expectations or attachments. But then people will turn around and prove that they do. Well, that's the tough part. It's, being excited about something, yet not having huge expectations or attachments. So you're in the center. You're in the center path. You're not on the left or the right. You're on the edge of the coin, right? There's 3 sides of the coin. You have the heads, the tails, and the edge. So you're on the edge of the coin. You're in the center path. And you get excited about something. And it's, hey, this is fun. You're excited. But you also know that I'm not attached to it. And I have no expectations with it. It is literally giving your total trust to the universe. It really is. And the only way you can do that is you have total trust in yourself. In this life, in this moment, in this very now, you can make a choice, a decision for yourself. And it's always about being gentle, kind, generous, and humble with yourself. Never being argumentative, disrespectful to yourself, hard, hurtful to yourself. It's always being gentle and kind. So once you start to realize is that you do deserve the best of everything because you are the best of everything. It's pretty ironic. We're all the best of everything because of the gods within these bodies. Yet many of us have been trained and taught that, oh no, we're lesser. And, well, we don't deserve that. And guilt, shame, all generated illusions. So this meditation today, take a look at the God that you are. Take a look at desiring, wanting, through the heart mind, not through the head, not through the ego mind. And then set that intention and forget about it. And here's the biggest key. Staying in deep eternal gratitude 24/7. Never being not in gratitude. Saying it, hundreds of times a day. I am in the highest of the deepest, deepest, deepest eternal gratitude. Or if you don't want to use I, you can say of the highest of the deepest, deepest, deepest eternal gratitude. I identifies. We don't have any identity. We are all one. Identity is a society. It's in the material physical world. Has to label, identify, name. You see something that's something you've never seen before, you end up giving it a name. If you don't have a name, you make up a name. We've always done that throughout existence. So if you will, go to the place where you're not going to be interrupted, and I'm sure we all are. And the first thing that we care to do is relax our bodies. And our bodies are stressed most of the time. In fact, our bodies are so used to being stressed, we don't know when we're stressed. You could be sitting on a lounge chair, just kind of hanging back, and still be carrying stress, because we've gotten so used to carrying stress. And if you don't have a worry, usually the ego mind will create one for you. So as we move to relax the body, remember, you're not the body. You're the God within the body. So we all know it, we carry stress, we carry anxiety, fear, worry, wonder, all kinds of things. Envy, concern, lack of. So we get confused, and the body suffers. But when you know that, and okay, so body, we're going to dump all this negative out. All the stresses, all the fears, all the worries. It never has done me any good. Has it? Ask yourself, has this ever really done me any? Is it doing me really wonderful things now? No, it isn't. Then why are you carrying it? And you need a visual, use the hot air balloon, use the basket. You definitely got in that hot air balloon because you want to go up. You want to see the beauty, a much broader view of the beauty. So you take the little sandbags and you dump them out. And that's all the body's carrying, all the stress, all the fear, all the worry, all the anxiety. So you make the decision, I'm not going to carry that anymore, I'm going to dump it out. And then you'll soar. And then you'll see the beauty that you are. And as the body relaxes, it goes into lightness. Light is a feather. It's not thinking. It's not worrying. It's not stressing. It's not wandering. It's just being. And when this happens, it's automatically, you're in the now. And the now is the space between heartbeats, moment to moment. It stills the ego and the mind, because you step out of the ego and the mind. Here is where you can be the watcher. You can just watch the ego mind. That's how you learn from them. You don't judge them. You just learn from how they work, how they operate. And how they operate. And you get a better idea of how they're operating and why your life goes the way it goes. So when it's all expelled and the body is light and you're in the now, everything is stilled. In the now, you create your future. The past is gone. It's dead. It was the now. It is now nothing. We have memories, which are fun. We go through our memories, and at times that spark them. And, we had, I remember this, and we had a good time here, and we did this, and we did that. Boy, wasn't that fun. But we don't stay there. We just move. We move forward. And some of us will go into a future that doesn't exist, and we are constantly wandering. When is this? Here's where the ego plays. When is this going to happen? How come this hasn't happened? I'm so tired of waiting. What am I waiting for? Why hasn't that taken place? How come I haven't met this person? How come I haven't found this? And it's really funny, because all along, all we have is the now, and that's the stepping stone in the center. It's the center. The past is on the left, Future's on the right. And the only thing we do have is the now. And isn't it funny how we've been trained through all this is to plan. Why would you plan if you live and work in the now? And we've been so conditioned, you got to plan, and you got to do this, you got to do that. That's kind of boring, isn't it? Instead of planning, you just intend. And things flow. And you don't fight the current. And things fall into place. Better than what you could have imagined. Say. Some of us will stay on that path so long, and it's like an elven graveyard, it's just dead, it's inert, that we'll bring it into a future that doesn't exist. We'll create that future from that past, and we'll relive that past in that future. This is why a lot of people, they'll say, well, it seems like no matter what we do, we're in the same position. We seem to be we come right back to it. But the now is it. Moment to moment, space to heartbeat. It doesn't matter what you're doing right now. Has nothing to do with 10 years ago or 10 years ago or 10 years into the future. Most of us spend most of our time in the past or the future. We don't spend much time at all in the now. Isn't that wild? About 90% of us, minimum, spend most of our time either in the past or the future. And the now goes unattended. And now connects us to the God within us. It literally stills the ego mind. All the tens of millions of programmed thoughts, it stills that. You don't have the noise anymore. And it moves you into total communion with you, the God. Why wouldn't you want to stay in the now? Interesting. Trust, maybe? Lack of trust in yourself and the universe? Fear, maybe? So you look at remember, you're not in the body. You're not the body. And you're looking at the body, and the body is really relaxed. And you notice these wheels of light. All different colors. Nothing like the color lights you see here on this planet. Much more vibrant, deeper, brighter. And they go straight up the center of the body. From the tip of the tailbone to the top of the head. Roughly 7 of them. And those energy vortexes, chakras, spiritual conduits. But it's where you, the God, flows through the body. Seriously, circulation, all of your organs, and all of your emotions, everything. And I guarantee you, every time that the God that you are is blocked with these vortexes because of certain things that are conjured through the ego mind, it is an illusion. And this is why people will have problems in certain parts of the body, because their chi, their power, is diverted, it's being blocked. So you look at these wheels of light, and you notice that the red one is on the tailbone, tip of the tailbone. And that happens to be the root chakra. And the root chakra is all about our survival. That's it. Money, finances, food, water, and it's blocked by fear. I can practically guarantee the fact that if you're in a position where you have to survive, okay, and you don't have any food with you, you don't have any water, you don't have any shelter, you don't have any money, you have nothing. It's the clothes on your back. And you have to figure out a way to survive. Now, if fear takes you, then you're taken. But if you're calm and you have literally deep eternal trust, then you'll come out of it. So we move to the orange wheel of light. This deals with our pleasure, our sexuality. Enjoying ourselves. You're sitting, you're enjoying yourself, you're with a group of people, and everything just falls into place. We've all had those times. Everything's just flowing, just absolutely spectacular. In fact, we don't ever want that to end. We want to stay suspended in that time so that we can enjoy it forever. But the ego mind comes in and says, well, this isn't going to last forever. You better enjoy it while you can because it's going to end. And then guess what? That comes in. Guilt comes in and it ends. And actually, that is our natural state of being. Remember a time when you had that, when you experienced it? Phenomenal, wasn't it? You imagine being in that time all the time? You imagine experience life that way all the time. Wouldn't get boring, no matter if your ego mind tries to convince you it would. And then you go to the orange wheel of light, the guilt, the pleasure, and then the yellow wheel of light, willpower, which is blocked by shame. Shame's an illusion through the ego mind. And then the emerald green wheel of light, this is our ability to love, and it's blocked by grief. You get around anybody that's deeply in grief, they are incapable of love. And then we move to the blue wheel of light, the throat chakra. This is our ability to communicate while in this body. And it deals with truth, and it is blocked by lies. And then we move to the indigo wheel of light. This is the third eye chakra. This deals with our insight, and it is blocked by illusion. And then to the crown chakra, the violet wheel of light. Cosmic energy, our direct connection to the divine, which is the God. And it is all blocked by ego attachment. So when we get to the top, as the God that we are, we get to the top of the body, to the crown chakra, we can condense ourselves anyway, any shape, form we will choose. And we can hold it for we are love, we are God, and we are one. And in that brief period of time, we compress and condense pure liquid energy, pour it over our pineal glands. Now, you can view your pineal gland through your heart, mind, motion picture. I see it as a green ball, a rosebud. I also see that as soon as I pour the God that I am over the pineal gland, in other words, focus my energy, then the green ball instantaneously transforms into this massive rose, fully blown, multicolored petals, and a fragrance that is just indescribable. And it's emanating these waves, showers, waves that are unending and so deep and so powerful. The highest of the highest high of the deepest eternal love, the highest of the highest high of the deepest eternal gratitude. Massive. Feeling it, experiencing it every split second. It's like nirvana. And then you discover, I looked at it and discovered that it is me, the God within this body. And that is that I am the rose and the rose is me. And these bodies that we're in, the ego mind, the heart mind, the higher self, the spirit, the soul. The God, the pure consciousness. All one. And we are heaven on this earth because of the fact that the soul is the heaven and the body is the earth. So we're heaven on earth. Those of us who are awake, the parts of us that are awake to a certain extent, so we know that when every step we take, we're creating paradise. So heaven on earth, God planet, and every step we take, we're creating paradise. And we know it. It isn't like we think it's a fairy fantasy. It's a reality. We know we're doing that. And why are we doing it? Because we are love. And all of our brothers and sisters are love, whether they're awake or asleep. So we flood it all, everything. This transforms very existence. So the parts of us that are awake, we reach out to. The ones that are asleep aren't going to hear us. The parts of us that are asleep aren't going to hear us. So they can't participate. So all the light energy beings and all that there is, ever has been, ever will be, ever beyond, and forever. Yet only those that are consciously aware that they're of and from the highest, the deepest, deepest, deepest eternal love, and of and from the highest, the deepest, deepest, deepest eternal gratitude, can be with us in this now, in this meditation, forming this circle of light and complete liberation of this planet. Now these are all, including the ones on this planet, in and above and below it. Now they come in the googleplexes. One googleplex fills this entire universe with no sacred space to spare. They come in trillions of googleplexes from every direction, from trillions of universes. The ones on this planet, which were like a smidgen of what we understand. Because of the eyes that we have, we only see 1% of what is on this planet. The ones we're somewhat familiar with, the fairies, the sprites, the elves, the gnomes, the dwarves, the trees, the trolls, the elementals, earth, air, water, fire, ether, wood, mermaid, dolphin, the whale, the pegasus, the unicorn, the centaur, the minotaur, and many, many, many more. And in the googleplexes, they are with us now consciously. And we reach out to all of the off-worlders, the galactics, the celestials. Yet only those who are consciously aware that they're of and from the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal love, and of and from the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal gratitude, can be with us in this now, in this meditation, forming this circle of light, complete liberation of this planet. Now, we're only familiar with a smidgen of them. Over 1,000 travel through the solar system every day. Trillions throughout the universes every day. The ones we're familiar with, Pleiadians, the Sirians, the Arcturians, the Andromedans, Felines, the Reticuli, the Nords, the Grades, the Draco, the Reptilian, Golden Pyramid, the Avian, and many, many, many more. Now, they've been assisting us in our evolution, enlightenment, ascension, freeing ourselves from our own self-imposed bondage and our own self-imposed slavery. And in the billions, they are with us now consciously. We call upon all the inhabitants of inner earth, hollow earth, Agartha, and beneath earth. Yet only those who are consciously aware that they're of and from the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal love, and of and from the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal gratitude, can be with us in this now, in this meditation, forming the circle of light and complete liberation of this planet. Now, they come into billions, and they are with us now consciously. We call upon all of our loved ones, all those who have ascended out of body in this lifetime and all lifetimes that we've inhabited. Yet, only those who are consciously aware that they're of and from the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal love, and of and from the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal gratitude, can be with us in this now, in this meditation, forming the circle of light and complete liberation of this planet. And in the billions, they are with us now consciously. And we have the archangels, the cherubim, the seraphim, the archetypes, the ascended masters, Kuan Yin, Maitreya, Buddha, Lakshmi, Ganesh, Gaia, Saint Germain, Sananda Christ, Almoria, Mandantia, Pale, Thought, many, many, many more. Now the archangels, they're a civilization that vibrated at a different frequency than we do. That's why we don't see them like we see each other. But we do meet with them. And it's funny, you can be anywhere. You'll get to the point where you will automatically know through your heart mind that that was an angel. Could be a brief encounter. They could just say something to you and walking past you. They could be anywhere. And you'll get to the point where you'll know because they are a part of you as you are them. Now, they always have the same message. It's just delivered in different ways. Not the same words. But you get the gist of it. And this is absolutely magna glorious to be alive in these bodies. And it is. And it is blissful. And they can surround any one of us in the tens of thousands because of their vibrational frequency. They can house large number in small area. Now, ascended masters, they master ascension into body and out of body, and they hold pure God form, pure consciousness. We have ascended into body, and we are mastering physical form, and we are creating our experiences to perfect our creation. Some of us may even become aware enough that we understand that when we decide to leave these bodies, we will know we are the light, without a doubt, within the deepest of trust in the God that you are, and the universe that's there for you. Then you'll know you're the light, and you will not follow any light because you will know that you are the light. The other light is a trap, and you will know that too, as the God that you are. Now we're all gathered, arm in arm, hand in hand, in full compassion, non-judgment, non-ego, non-negativity, stillness of mind, gentleness, kindness, generosity, and humbleness, bliss, joy, peace, tranquility, benevolence, prosperity, abundance. And we're all one. And we're all God. God force, love, light, energy is in all that there is, ever has been, ever will be, ever beyond, and forever. And it continues to intensify. And it continues to expand. We immediately form a circle of light, the equator of this planet Earth, Gaia, Arya, and this now. This light emanates from the God force, love, light, energy deep within each and every single one of us gathered in this meditation in this now. And we are flooding this planet, head to toe, inside now, completely. All our brothers and sisters, head to toe, inside and out, all life, the highest supreme value in the universe. And it's not just a little bit, it's a lot. And it is the deepest of the deepest, deepest eternal love and gratitude and peace. Why wouldn't we flood? We flood ourselves, we flood everything. And it's eternal. So we begin to ascend above this planet. As we do, we come into full contact with this massive glitter ocean, huge everywhere. And it's flashing lights back and forth all over the place. Trillions of them, vibrant color. And they're reflecting off of each of us. So we see the reflective points, these little tiny microscopic edge mirrors. So we go into them, and we discover that we're all teachers and we're all students. We're all teaching each other, and we're all learning from each other and ourselves. And this endless journey, that's phenomenal. We will always be learning from each other and teaching each other. Now, our light is so bright that it grays out the darkness of sacred space. Take 1,000 trillion suns even to come close to its brilliance. We're immediately met with the emerald green flaming healing light of Archangel Raphael. This is a column of light that we created that reminds us that we are the power of healing. Then we're met with the violet, blue, purple flaming light of Archangel Michael. This is a column of light that we created that reminds us all of our omnipotent power, strength, and resolve. Then we're met with the white fire. This is a column of light that we created to remind us all that we are imbued from head to toe, inside and out, with a white fire armor, not like a knight's, way beyond that, emanates from the God force, love, light, energy in each and every one of us. It is the highest of the highest high and deepest of the deepest, deepest eternal love, of which we are. And we are protected 24/7. Nothing can penetrate this white fire armor. It is God love. It is impenetrable by any lower dark matter, survival matter frequency. No demon attachments, no attachments, nothing. They'll vaporize, they come near us. Yet, only you have the power that if you decide to lower your vibrational frequency low enough, whether awake or asleep, conscious or unconscious, through hatred, anger, fear, anxiety, stress, worry, greed, you will lower your frequency low enough to create a breach in your white fire armor, enough so to allow lower dark matter, survival matter frequencies to come flooding in. Now, if you do decide to do this, you're immediately met with the purple transmuting flame. This is a column of light that we created that reminds us all that we can bring in the purple transmuting flame. We can transmute all of these lower dark matter, survival matter frequencies into neutral light substance, sending them to pure consciousness where they are literally vaporized. We are then met with the violet ray. This is a column of light that we created that reminds us all that we can bring in the violet ray right behind the purple transmuting flame. We can literally cleanse and purify the area where these dark matter, lower survival matter frequencies were, sealing the breach in our white fire armor, restoring our vibrational harmony into the highest of the highest high of the deepest eternal love and gratitude and peace. We are then met with the golden light pink light. This is a column of light that we created that reminds us all that we are the sun, the sunlight. The sun rises and the sun sets, the rain and the rainbows, the oceans, the rivers, the lakes, the streams, the soils, the trees, the forests, the skies, the clouds, everything. We are everything, and everything is us. So the next time you see a sunset or a sunrise or a rainbow, or anything that you view at all, it is you. You're the beauty. You're the divineness. You're the spectacularness. It is you. We continue to ascend above the planet. Some of us step outside our physical form and hover effortlessly above them if we're carrying physical form. And why do we do this? Because we can. We come into full view of this massive crystalline light tower. We created this tower. It is larger than this solar system. In the center of the column, we see this massive oblong sphere. In the center of the sphere is golden white bowl of light. It is surrounded by numerous rings of multicolored lights. They are all sending out waves. Absolutely phenomenal. And the golden white ball of light, it is the highest of the highest high of the deepest, deepest, deepest eternal love. And then we have the highest of the highest high of the deepest, deepest, deepest eternal gratitude. And then we have the highest of the highest high of the deepest, deepest, deepest eternal peace. Then we have well-being, prosperity, abundance, great wealth, joy, bliss, gentleness, kindness, generosity, humbleness. It is unending. And you discover that it is us. All of it. It isn't outside of us, it is within. Now, at the top of this crystal light tower, we designed it so the golden ocean can come cascading down 360 degrees. And this is the highest of the highest high of purest, deepest eternal love, flooding everyone, all of our brothers and sisters, head to toe, inside and out, all life, the highest supreme value in the universe. And it is eternal. We are drops of this golden ocean. We also contain the essence of this golden ocean. Golden ocean is the drops, drops of the golden ocean. The only illusion is separation. We see our meditative sphere. It's at center circle. We created this sphere over 3 years ago. It holds almost 1,500 of our meditations in perpetual motion. Hundreds of millions of us on and off planet every day for over 3 years with the highest of the highest intent of the liberation of this planet and all of our brothers and sisters in all life into the highest of the highest high of the deepest, deepest, deepest eternal love, gratitude, and peace. It's absolutely magnificent. That is why this sphere can be seen, heard, and felt, and all that there is, ever has been, ever will be, ever, beyond, and forever. And this is why it continues to intensify, and this is why it continues to expand. Just as the river goes into the ocean, the meditator enters the vastness of existence and becomes one with it. the two-ness disappears. That is the experience of immortality. Never think of God as a person. Think of him only as a presence surrounding the whole existence, and then there is no need to go to any temple or to any statue. Wherever you are, you can bow and be connected with the God. I'll join you in a meditation, and I'll return to close us out. Take an easy breath in through the nose, and an easy breath out through the mouth. Move easily and slowly. The moment you are empty of yourself, you are full of God. Both cannot exist together. It is either you or God. Take this with you for the rest of the day, into the evening and night, and the following morning. And we will return here Tuesday, July 6th, 2021, 3 p.m. Eastern, to continue our global guided meditation call.